What's up, guys? Welcome back. Glad you're here. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at one of the newest releases out of the Gemini playing cards camp. That's right, it's a very fun deck. Which one is it? Well, we're going to be looking at the New York Pizza deck. That's right. So I hope you're hungry because we got a full episode for you on this one. So buckle in your seatbelts because we're going there. Let's go. The New York Pizza playing cards is the newest deck release by Gemini and Tomas Pinston. This deck features a really cool retro kind of pizza-style box or tuck case, and it's definitely delicious. The front of the tuck box, like I said earlier, is very kind of reminiscent of old school pizza signs and branding and kind of old box styles that we used to see. It's going to have a checkered board kind of logo there on the top. It's going to say New York Pizza in bright white. It's going to have 2 slices of pie there on the bottom side, and it's going to have an address underneath. The left side of the tuck box is going to say New York Pizza with that same kind of checkerboard border underneath. The right side is going to feature a telephone number and that same border. The back design is going to feature a 2-way back design with a bunch of slices of pizza there on the back and a all red background beneath. The bottom is going to feature some ad copy about Gemini and the United States Playing Card Company. The top is going to say playing cards in white. It's going to have a white kind of tuck seal. It's going to say the same New York Pizza in red and the checkerboard style we've seen across the deck. The back design on the deck is going to be the same thing we saw carry over from the back design of the tuck. This time, though, it's going to have, instead of just an all red background, it's going to have that medium-sized poker border, making all of your fans and other kinds of cool flourishes pop even more. This deck does come printed by the United States Playing Card Company on their crushed premium stock. That's right, it does have a modern cut and an air cushion emboss. And this deck is great for everything from cardistry to magic. Alright, so with this deck, you're going to receive 4 extra cards. That's right, extra cards are always a plus, and 4, well, that's better than anything. The first card you're going to receive is going to be a duplicate King of Diamonds. That's right, a duplicate card in a Gemini deck. Yes, that's right, they've been implementing extra cards lately, and I really enjoy that. The next card you're going to receive is going to be a blank facer. Blank face cards are cool for a lot of disappearing ink effects as well as writing messages and other things on, and it's going to have the regular back design of this deck on the other side. The last 2 cards you're going to receive are duplicates and original jokers. That's right, it's going to have a large piece of pizza there in the center, and it's going to have pizza on each of the opposite corners instead of the word Joker. The pips and indices in this deck, as you can see, are your USPCC standard. The court cards in this deck are also your standard courts, except, well, there's a little cool feature here. As you can see on the hearts and the diamonds, they're mainly all red with little black. And opposite for the spades and clubs, they're more black than they are red, which makes it really cool. And also the little details like the piece of pizza there on each court by their shoulders and the New York Pizza in each of their hats, making this deck really pop and give it something to look at. The aces in this deck are really cool to look at, seeing as they enlarge the center main pip on all of the aces. Until we get over here to the awesome ace of spades, where there's usually an enlarged spade pip of sorts in the center. This time around, they replaced it with the logo that we've seen kind of all throughout this deck. It's going to have that same checkerboard look there on each end to end. It's going to say New York Pizza with the slices, and it's going to be in all black. Alright, so what do I give this deck? I give it a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5, hands down. Really cool deck of cards. Love it. Anything Gemini's doing lately, you can't help but love it. I mean, that's just what it is. I really enjoyed this deck for a couple reasons. One, I love pizza. Pizza's great. Who doesn't love pizza, right? I love the whole total aesthetic of this deck. Besides the fact that it is red, which is my favorite color, as well as favorite deck color as well. I like everything about this. This really does kind of, it's reminiscent of the old, like the New York style pizza type of feel, right? It's very ominous in the sense of that, and that's something I can really get behind. So yeah, I remember when Tomas and Gemini teased this back design, as well as a lot of others, but I really was pumped to get this. So yeah, very, very much so was looking forward to this. I'm glad it's out. I am telling you, you need to go and get a bunch of these. It's that great of a deck. Plus, Gemini's doing a lot of great things. Like you've seen, they're adding duplicate cards now with that 7. Man, that's a good thing. So, you know, if you're a cardist, you do Magic, this is the perfect deck for you. Even if it's not, it's still the perfect deck for you. So, like I said, I'll link everything down below where you guys can go ahead and check these out and get yourself a brick while supplies last. That's right, I do want to thank the great people over at Gemini for allowing me to have this deck. That way I can do the review for you. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you great people on the next one.